Hello, I'm called Tim. It's around noon, actually a little before, and that means that it is time for my live hangout. Uh, I want to take a few minutes in the beginning to say that I had another heavy conversation with my brother John, and we were talking about artificial intelligence. He's reading a book about how close we are to having artificial independent intelligence. And out of that conversation grew an idea, which I'm going to start another series, a science fiction series, by which I describe a society where we have an artificial intelligence. I'm not going to tell you much more than that. It's germinating in here. Probably sometime today I'll start writing out in longhand the first part of the series. I'm probably going to write it in a mashup style, part short story, part script style. Make it easy to read, make it easy for you to follow the dialogue, and I'll publish that up on Smashwords. Or once I have a whole group or season, I'll publish it up to Kindle as well as a seasonal. I publish up the different episodes of Smashwords because you can do it for very cheap, but Kindle only allows you to publish for $2.99. I have to figure out how to use the Google Bookstore. Anyway, me and my brother, we talk a lot about technology. He's the tech guy, I'm the novice, as you can see. We had a hangout a couple of years ago, and then he got ill, and we kind of just never got back to it. But we have these conversations. I don't know why we're not putting it up. I have to suggest to him that we have a hangout at least once a week. We talk just about once a week, so maybe we can do it. Hopefully, maybe we can get it back together. I think the last hangout we had 41 viewers, and that was like our second hangout, so that was pretty good. We could have grown that, but let's see, maybe we can get it back. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking about Orange is the New Black Season 2. I enjoyed Season 2. I enjoy everything that Netflix has done. And what's the other original show that they had with the vampires and werewolves? It's a little young for me, but it's well done. But Orange is the New Black was very good. We had a new character. She came and she shook up the prison. We dealt a lot with race this season, and it showed that in Orange is the New Black, the whites had the kitchen, now the Hispanics have the kitchen. The whites were building something different, a garden, and it dawned on me that the blacks were like blacks here. They were kind of in prison, but not really in control of anything. And a couple of them work here, a couple of them work there. There were two blacks that kind of did the library, but they didn't really control it. They didn't really use it for anything. They were just always kind of around, clowning, playing games. And a new character, black character, came and she rallied the black ladies. Of course, she rallied them for in a detrimental way. I won't tell all the pieces in case you haven't seen it. I think most people have streamed the whole thing by now. But she rallied them for detrimental reasons, and they followed her. It was easy to follow her. She turned one of the most lovable characters into one of the most feared characters. She's really crazy eyes. She really flipped her out, inside out, just by showing care, which shows that we are so unloved and treated so ill that anyone who shows us any little bit of affection can manipulate us into doing most things. Uh, we also saw a little more history of the Russian character, Red, and um, we got to see the main character, Piper, grow a little bit more vicious, a little bit sneakier. We saw the guards, and I don't know how prison guards, if they watch this, if they just don't feel anything about it, but this makes COs look like the dumbest people on the planet. I don't know if it's true. I only know of one person who works in corrections, and I don't know him well. He seemed to be a decent, bright guy, but I haven't spoken to him in years, and I don't know him well. He's a cousin of a very good friend of mine. So I don't know. Maybe you correctional officers can tell me if the depiction of them is right. They just seem not to know what's going on, and their personal lives away from the prison seem to be as empty as their characters in the prison. The administration, again, is filled with some of the, more empty heads, bureaucrats. And I don't really understand why bureaucrats have to be that way. But maybe this system, because it forces things down, makes a bureaucrat that way. Because it's only interested in maintaining itself and not growing, maybe it turns you into that. But the COs and the bureaucrats never really come off good in this show. Even when you want to sympathize with them, they're just stupid people. I enjoyed the season. It was a little more dark. It didn't have as many funny moments, but it showed that people are basically, or have become, very self-interested, very selfish. And it's funny that the characters outside of the prison seem to be worse than the characters inside the prison. So here you have these prisoners and these criminals. Of course, a lot of them committed crimes for reasons that they were trying to get ahead, or they're trying to survive. It's very rare that you see the characters committing any crimes that were just detrimental for detriment's sake. They kind of get into that a little more this season too. And it kind of raises the question of why we even have prison. Of course, we know they're part of the economy, they're part of the system, they're part of the apparatus that maintains slavery, that maintains the plantation system that we have in the United States that we're built upon. But I think it's time that we should turn the page. And if we have to rip up the foundations, basically that has already been done. If we have to rip it up and put down a new foundation, let's do it. People are doing it across the country in pockets, but maybe it's time for the nation to do it. Maybe this system is seeing its last days, and maybe we need to rip up the plantation for a village styled or a village constructed society. Of course, that's up to you all. Those of us who know better have already tried that and are already open to that. So we enjoyed Orange is the New Black. It was a little darker, but it was still good. And excuse me, burn the candle at both ends. And we hope that you enjoy it. Tell us what you think. If any of my viewers or anyone in the chat room want to speak, speak now. If you have a hold your peace, going once, going twice. Until next time, if you are sane, keep your head up. There's nothing wrong with you. It's everyone else.